All right, let's go. Shenshenko versus Ted, Division A, AOE League's 1v1 tournament. We've got Shenshenko's home map here, Bog Islands. Undefeated thus far in the tournament on this map. And he is yet again playing as Mongols. I think this is maybe the fourth set of his I've casted on this map. And he is playing up against a Civ that has become a common opponent for him in Vikings. And we have Ted here, one of the stronger players of the tournament, former champion, looking to reclaim that crown. All right, so Shenshenko playing as the Mongols. He likes that pick because with these 3 rhinos and the hunt bonus, it lets him really slingshot his way up the feudal age. So he's going to try to get a faster up and then get early water control and snowball his way to a victory. Ted, however, has other thoughts. Let's see how fast he's able to get up here with Vikings. Almost certainly won't be able to get up as fast as Mongols, but he does have some navy bonuses that the Mongols lack, and he is probably hoping that those can compensate for the slightly slower feudal age time that he will have. So taking a look at their maps, both these goals are pretty safe here for Ted when the navy does come out. I mean, you know, he could maybe lumber camp this, build a short wall here, 1 tile there. So some pretty safe options for him. You know, also could maybe put a little wall there. As for Shenshenko on this side, yeah, this could be a really nice lumber camp. Do a small wall there. Maybe small wall here as well. Have some access to some safe wood. One thing I don't like about Shenshenko's map. Oh, he loses a Vil to the Rhino. All right, that is going to slow his time a little bit. He's already 2 Vils down relative to Ted. Or little, looks like maybe just a Vil and a little bit of TC idle time. What I was saying before the Vil went down was this gold here is pretty close to the shoreline. So if Ted does get a water advantage, that will be rangeable from the water. So I think here I slightly prefer Ted's island to Shenshenko's. All right, Shenshenko on the water. And, ooh, look at this. He's trying to deny Ted's fish. Ted with no loom on that Vil. He will escape, but that is going to delay his fish production. And, yeah, nicely done there by Shenshenko. Really nicely done. Ted sending 2 Vils out to deal with that scout. Get that dock up. But that's idle time for Ted. And a real advantage there for Shenshenko. You can already see the difference there in the worker efficiency. Had gone up for a while for Shenshenko. He's trying to cost Ted a little bit of wood here by killing this palisade. And ooh, Ted did not, oh, okay. Alright, let's look at the scouting intel here for Shenshenko. Yeah, 2 fishing ships out already. As for Ted, Ted hasn't quite located Shenshenko's dock. I think he came back with that scout to try to help clean Shenshenko's scout out of his base. I missed what was the fail referencing? I need to rewind. I gotta see what this was about. Yeah, just referencing that he wasn't able to snipe a Vil there. So, yeah, despite losing a Vil to the boar, in terms of economic units, Shenshenko out ahead because he idled that dock. He's actually grabbing the loom here before he clicks up, and there he goes, on the way up. With that crazy uptime as usual. Ted only sitting on 73 food, although he's got probably a few hundred food in the arms of those villagers. Just now bringing in his 3rd rhino. Let's see if he can get clicked up here pretty soon. Yeah, still have yet to see a Civ that's been able to compete with Shenshenko in this Mongols build. Look at this, already dropping a second dock. It's got 13 on wood, 3 on gold. And yeah, he will almost certainly be going straight into galleys, as he has done in the other 3 sets that we've casted of his on this map. Yeah, so Ted did go for that wall I was referencing there. Ted is clicking up now. He's going to be about a minute and a half behind. And with that kind of time behind, we just haven't seen anyone even have a chance against Shenshenko. Yeah, Ted going for the walls out here. I imagine he'll fill that gap as well. He's going to have a nice base here. But Shenshenko is up. 2 galley production on the way. Double bid axe is on the way. Ted, though, here with a 5-ill advantage. How heavy did he go into fishing ships? All right, he went with 3 fishing ships. Shenshenko stuck with the 2. Okay, so this is... Ooh, Ted misses a chance there to take out Shenshenko's scout. Shenshenko notices the hole in this wood line here. Hopefully Ted notices that as well. And here we go. Navy en route. 2 on the water, 3 in the queue. Ted just about to hit. Second dock is here. He will be able to get that up. That won't be denied. Question is... yeah, how does Ted hold here? He's got that fishing advantage, but that will be gone very, very soon. All right, there goes Ted, making a run for it. Ted's up. 2 galleys in the queue. And 1 fishing ship down, and a second will be very, very soon to follow. All right, four galleys already on the water for Shenshenko before Ted has even a single one. Nicely done here by Ted getting these up, but the thing is, these melt so freaking quickly to galleys. You almost need to have a house there instead of palisades, especially once fletching is in. But yeah, I do like that Ted's walled here. This is something other players hadn't done. Shenshenko would he would harass that eco before the other player had their ships out. Not something Shenshenko's been able to do here. Ted with a 3rd dock as well. So 2 ships on the water, 5 in the queue. And do we have a 3rd dock for Shenshenko? Yep, just coming up now. So yeah, maybe Ted having that 3rd dock up a little bit earlier than Shenshenko is going to give him a shot. We will see. There's 4 ships on the water. 5, and actually Ted's going to be able to take a really nice fight here. Manages to get a little more damage out of that engagement that did Shenshenko. And Shenshenko, with only a 2 galley lead at the moment, does have fletching coming in. Ted's got his own blacksmith up, though, and fletching on the way for him as well. So as long as Ted's careful not to take an engagement here before fletching comes in, I think we should have a pretty even battle on the water. But Ted is going to take a fight before fletching. This is really, really bad for him. Yeah, Shenshenko definitely getting the better of this engagement. Fletching in for Ted now. Roughly even numbers. And yeah, Ted survives. So Shenshenko with a very, very narrow lead on the water. 2 extra ships. Eco, roughly comparable. Ted with a slight lead in that department. And yeah, both players are going to food under the TC. So Shenshenko's not going to be able to put this one away right off the rip here. And so now he's thinking about Castle Age. Looks to me like he's going to food a bit earlier than he normally does. Ted is not messing around here with the dock production. Adding his 5th dock. I think that's the most docks we've seen yet on Bog Islands. And yeah, look at this. Shenshenko, he's not messing around with his walls. Going for full stone walls to protect those wood lines. He knows from experience just how weak palisade walls are. Ooh, we got a good engagement here. Shenshenko getting the better of it. Really excellent micro from both players. And again, Shenshenko getting better damage here. You can see down here the total HP between all the units involved. This is looking really good for Shenshenko. Ted's not out of this by any means, especially not with the number of docks he's got. But Shenshenko's just getting more damage in each of this engagement. He's catching Ted a few times while Ted's not firing. And yeah, now over here, though, Ted's going to have that defender's advantage to work with. He could get a numbers advantage pretty quickly. Nice dodge there by Ted. But Shenshenko hamming that production. 11 galleys on the water. Ted adding the 3 more, up to 10. Does have quite a few low HP galleys in the mix, though. And what is the food eco looking like? Okay, Ted out of Buffalo to work from, so he's going to have to start putting some of his wood into farms. Shenshenko has just about exhausted his water buffalo. So now they got to walk that tightrope between balancing the use of wood for ships and the use of wood for food. Ted, though, very busy lumber camp here. 26 on wood to Shenshenko's 19. And let's see if Ted can catch some of Shenshenko's reinforcements. Actually, he's jumping on this wood line. 1 villager there. Nice dodge there by Shenshenko. He gets his navy back to defend his base. And we have ourselves a ball game here. Pretty even numbers economically, pretty even numbers on the water. Not sure why Shenshenko has that much of a score lead. I don't think that's an accurate reflection of his lead in this game. He is ahead, but I don't think by that much, especially not if he can get these two groups together, take a really good fight here. Ted with 21 units on the water, Shenshenko only with 16. And here we go. Yep, Ted taking a great fight here. That lead. Yep, I think we're going to see that score flip here pretty soon. A really, really, really good engagement there for Ted. 9 units to 18. Ted with twice the number of galleys. And yeah, now the question starts to be Castle Age. How do these players make their way to Castle Age? Ted took a little bit of damage for free there. Shenshenko knows he's behind on the water, adding another dock of his own. Ted's going to try to deny that. Doesn't quite get the Vil kill. And yeah, the micro here, though, by Shenshenko is on point. Making the most out of this. Ooh, Ted with a nice snipe on the Vil there. Takes out a fishing ship to boot. A lot of low HP ships in there, though, for Ted. Look at that. Dead even HP totals for the two players. All right, checking in with the food eco. Yeah, here's a big difference, though. Ted, 11 farms. Shenshenko, 0. So, as long as Ted doesn't throw these numbers away, he is going to have a tech advantage in, maybe 5 minutes or so. And, yeah, Ted, I think, is in a much better position now than Shenshenko. Shenshenko having trouble producing more villagers, starting to fall behind in the eco count there. But Ted's got to be careful here. He could lose a ton of villagers. These are just palisades here. 1 vil down. 2nd vil goes down. And that eco lead we just referred to instantly gone. And those palisades are going to go down really quick. Ted's sending his navy back. Oh, there's going to be a lot of casualties here. Shenshenko. Oh, Shenshenko doesn't want to get trapped. He's going to make a run for it. Yeah, that was a good fight. But still, this is the problem. No food. No food for Shenshenko. No way to produce more villagers. And Ted just trying to hunt down Shenshenko's Navy. 30 galleys on the field for Ted. 24 for Shenshenko. Ted looking around for him, trying to find his opponent. How many docks do we have for Ted? 7? 7 freaking docks. And here for Shenshenko, we've got, yeah, 7 as well once that one is built. Shenshenko housed here as well. Yeah, and really starting to fall behind in the eco numbers. 7-ville lead there for Ted. Ted starting to think about clicking up. He probably will sell a little bit of gold. And look here. Got a great fight. Ted asleep at the wheel, though. All right, now he's engaging. He had a big HP advantage. Now he has only a small one. Yeah, still takes the better fight there, though. Ted's going to be happy with that. Yeah, Ted selling res, and he's up to castle. Doing that in the midst of this fight. And yeah, if you're Ted, maybe just conserve your numbers here. Wait for Castle Age to come in. Shenshenko is very, very far from Castle Age. So I think if you're Shenshenko, you probably got to be really aggressive here. You got to hope Ted takes a bad fight. You got to hope maybe you can do catastrophic eco damage. But Ted very much in the driver's seat at this time. Yeah, still with quite a bit of gold to work with there. And here we go. We're going to have another good engagement. These players just so on the ball. They miss almost nothing. The micro is so tight. Very similar numbers though. Shenshenko has done a really nice job whittling down Ted's Navy, and you gotta be pretty pleased with that if you're Shenshenko. At least taking the numbers down a bit before Castle comes in. But here's Castle. Shenshenko is gonna know he's in a lot of trouble here in a moment. Shenshenko selling resources like crazy, trying to get up himself. And Ted is just gonna hide these boys. Just wait for those upgrades to come in. 25 seconds. He's going to be able to just shred here. And yeah, he's also starting to add in the dreaded longboats. All right, Ted going for the pinch. This is going to be a great fight for him. And look at that, adding the university so you can get ballistics in the mix. Shenshenko's click, though. He has managed to click. Really nice use of the market, but Castle Age a long way off for him. 2.5 minutes. And yeah, curious to see when Ted decides to add a second TC. Honestly, have no idea what the sort of optimal time to do that is on this map. But this is a nasty, nasty Navy here for Ted. 29 units. And, you know, as this game goes too, you really got to like Vikings more and more. Those longboats are going to be a real issue for Mongols. Ted closing in. And here's what I was talking about before. These gold mines are pretty rangeable from the water. Look at the docks melt. Shenshenko's going to have only a few docks left, I think, by the time he even hits Castle Age. This is a nice move, though. Shenshenko going for a counterattack, knows he can't do anything head-on. This is still open. Ted never re-walled, so Shenshenko could get in here and kill, you know, dozens of villagers. And here he goes. He's in. 8 vills. Dead instantly there. Look at Ted's eco lead shriveling away here. Ted immediately starts heading back to try to deal with that. Does get those villas to safety, so that's good. But now Ted is off, I think, all his lumber camps. Yeah, he's got no wood at all, so he's going to go over here, drop a TC. Going for a... Ooh. You know what? This is a nice dock. It prevents Shenshenko from escaping, because even if he goes through the palisades there, he gets blocked by a dock. And is he going to get trapped here? No, Ted actually halts here. I think he had a chance to... Probably could have trapped Shenshenko. Ballistics not in for Ted. And yeah, we've got galley upgrades here for both players. The war galley upgrade. Slightly more HP there for the Mongols player, but way more units for Ted. Shenshenko is trapped. This navy is gone. And this will put Ted way out ahead. This could be the GG called here. Shenshenko is working that market, however. How does he react? What does he do here? Alright, trying to rebuild some of those docks. He only has 2 operational docks. Ted, meanwhile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 docks. Rewalling there, thank goodness. He's probably wishing he had done that sooner. Yeah. And he's got a lot of ills cooking over there. Alright, Ted closing in. What's he go for here? Probably goes for the docks again. Alright, here we go. Perhaps the final battle of this game. Ted, 48 military units out on the field. It's a crazy, crazy navy. Ballistics on the way for him as well. And yeah, unsurprisingly, Ted with the much greater numbers, taking a much better fight here. Shenshenko's not giving up yet, though. Still working that market. Uses it to get himself enough stone to get a castle up. And hope for him is that this castle will allow him to build some docks in a safe spot right beneath that castle. But he's also falling behind here economically. Ted with a 10 villager lead. Right, the castle goes up. The game continues. So this is by far the longest Bog Islands game we've had. I mean, the players are still barely in castle age. 1 on food for Shenshenko, 4 on food for Ted. But this is also, I think, the most competitive game we've seen. I thought Shenshenko would have tapped out by now, but he is, I think, making the absolute most out of a really, really difficult situation. Getting that castle up was a really nice call. But doesn't yet have the wood to add more docks. It's still way behind in the military numbers. 55 navy for Ted versus 20 here for Shenshenko. Just no way for him to take a decent fight. And yep, Ted's starting to add some more food. Shenshenko doing his best to stay under the protection of that castle. And Ted just circling the waters. Alright. Where on earth does Shenshenko go from here? Well, apparently to another castle. Almost has enough for another castle. Where does he put it? I think maybe he tries to buy himself some real estate, puts it over here, so he can get a TC there by that wood and gold. Yeah, Ted. Like a pack of sharks here, hunting for blood, and oh boy, this is going to be bad for Shenshenko. Losing fills all over the place on that wood line. Remember, ballistics is in for Ted. And now has a 22 villager lead after that. All right, Vil's coming out here. And Shenshenko actually wants the castle on this side. He's hoping to trap Ted. Can he buy himself enough time to do it? I don't think so. I think this is going to be a doubt castle. I think this was a cool try. I mean, you got to take a gamble at this point. I think it was a really, really cool idea. I had the chance for an epic trap. But, I mean, the thing is, Ted does have a lot of units shooting at the Vills, so he is going to take some losses on water. Castle getting further up than I thought it might. But, yeah, Ted will eventually clear this. There's a lot of units packed into that little area. Those longboats really pack in. GG's called. Shenshenko. Ted, yeah, the best Bog Islands game we've gotten so far in this season. That was a good one. Very competitive. Yeah, I did not think Ted was going to be able to survive that really early uptime by Shenshenko. But, yeah, he managed to get more docks out than Shenshenko, even the numbers. And I think part of it was the fights that Ted took when the two players had even numbers. He was usually taking them on his half of the map. And that let that defender's advantage really come into play. So Ted was able to just get just a few more galleys in some of those engagements. And then you get even the smallest advantage in numbers, and it snowballs pretty quickly. And that's of course what happened here. So, yeah, brilliantly played by Ted. Shenshenko held on longer than I thought he possibly could. This, I thought, was a really cool idea, to use the castle to try to obliterate Ted's navy. It really was probably Shenshenko's only win condition, so props to him for trying that out. Take a quick look at the statistics here. Yeah, Ted with, I think you would have thought the KD would have been greater than that. But Shenshenko, his micro just so on point. But this eco was definitely a big difference for Ted. More wood, more food, more gold. Only thing he didn't have more of was stone. But of course, this let him get that faster castle time. And then the game was basically over at that point. Yeah, I mean, beat him by basically 4 minutes to castle time. And yeah, what do you do on Bog Islands when you're that far behind? All right, game 2 we go. So that was Shenshenko's home map. We now go to Gold Rush, Ted's home map. I believe this is the 4th Ted set I have casted. And Ted has, yeah, gone 2-1 on Gold Rush thus far. So let's see how he does here. Ted opting to go as Britons. That's the civ he went with last set I casted. Honestly, can't recall his opponent off the top of my head, but Ted had very good luck with a pre-milled rush into FC, into Expo with Britons. This time, he's up against Berbers. So let's see how Shenshenko plays that. Might be thinking FC himself, going heavy into Knights. Yeah. How does this map look for a fast castle? Safe gold here, safe berries. Secondary gold is safe as well. I mean, this is an excellent wood line. There's no hole there, is there? Nope. So yeah, you got a pretty easy wall from here to the TC. On this side, yeah, I mean, the wood lines aren't great over here. I suppose you could just go straight across to the TC here or cut up and spend that extra wood. It's a pretty good fast castle map. I think you can make it work. But there's a pretty good distance here between those wood lines and the town center there for Shenshenko. Meanwhile, over here for Ted, that is a monstrous wood line. Yeah, how do you wall that? I don't know what the best wall is. I mean, Ted could be super greedy, try to wall all the way to there, or you could just come across here and here. And then you wall from there to the TC. Safe gold here. Berries, I mean, they're fine. They're not great. They're not terrible. If you're Ted, you probably wall here. And then same thing, wall to the TC here. This is tough, though. the 4 tile gold. So on Gold Rush, you get a 3 tile gold, you get a 4 tile gold. 4 tile gold for Ted is pretty exposed out there. So he will have to be careful about that. Seeing Ted play this map before, he likes to put his 2nd or 3rd town center out on forward mining resources, so expect to see Ted try to do that here. I suppose it's better that Ted is the archer player than playing against the archer player, because imagine being against Britons, and they've got Expo camped right here. You ain't never getting to that gold. Alright, let's take a look at the scouting here for the 2 players. So Ted, right now, trying to locate Shenshenko's base. And how is Shenshenko looking here? Yep, still just scouting his map. I think he's planning out how he wants to wall this. And maybe he's actually thinking about walling all the way to here. Not a bad idea, although that is actually, I think, open on the sides. Yeah, there's a 1 tile gap. That could be potentially disastrous. Yeah, 3 to wood. So this is actually looking like it might be a Scouts play. We haven't seen any luck yet from Scouts play on this map so far this season. Let's see if Shenshenko can change things. Ted, he's doing it again. Pre-mill Drush. Let's see if Shenshenko spots the Drush. Yeah, and the barracks is out so early, Shenshenko's just not expecting it. He's probably noticed that barracks. And yeah, if he notices the barracks and he notices no mill, he should know immediately that he's got a Drush en route. Nice quick walls there by Ted. Avoids the scout. And yeah, Shenshenko, I think he picked up on it. No, actually, I think he might still be looking. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just keeping an eye on it. Actually looking for militia. Not expecting that the militia are already out. I mentioned this in the last cast, but one thing I really like that Ted does is he makes sure to move the militia around the middle, not take the direct route, because there are, you know, what, 9 wolves and bears out there waiting to kill him. Ted, using that scout, trying to locate the most vulnerable area to hit here. He's probably going to go for this mill, but this mill, one nice thing for Shenshenko, it's really close to the wood line. Going to be pretty easy for him to fight off those units. And look at this, Shenshenko clicked up. 20 pop scouts incoming. The thing is, Ted is almost already fully walled. How does Shenshenko get any damage in here with his scouts? Not sure, but here's the Drush. Instant reaction from Shenshenko. Really nicely done there. And this is the thing with the 2 militia Drush. It's super quick and really inexpensive because you don't need to send a build to do the long distance mining. But it's so stinking weak. I mean, it's really only a harassment unit. You're not even thinking about getting kills with it. And so far, Shenshenko keeping that idle time to a bare minimum. Does have 32 seconds of idle time in the TC. Not sure what happened there. And this is really good for Shenshenko. Ted lost the scout. So now Ted is not going to have, not going to be able to spot the stable where it goes up. Oh no. So Shenshenko never got the barracks up. Oh, that's rough. All right. Does this change things for Shenshenko? I think maybe it does. I think maybe instead of scouts, he just hams farms. Gets those farms down as fast as possible. Alright, Ted clicking up at 26 vills. Is he going to have the eco to FC here? Yeah, we shall see. Alright, this Drush still being a pain. Ted is really good at annoying. And yeah, I think Shenshenko, he wants to go. He wouldn't be using 3 vills on a stable if he didn't want to get scouts up. This would be good scouting intel here for Ted. He's going to see that stable coming up. Here come the farms. And what do we got for eco upgrades? Double bit, horse collar in there for Shenshenko. He's producing at least 1 scout here. And And yeah, Ted's going to hit, but he has 0 vills on gold at the moment. So maybe he's just thinking to sell the stone. Yeah, he must just be thinking selling the stone, going 1 TC all in, at least in the early part of Castle Age. And yeah, no holes in the walls, right? Ted? Yeah, he's looking clean. I don't see the scout play. Alright, but yeah, Ted is not going to be able to go up right away. Doesn't have the wood yet for that second building. Actually, not sure why he went up as early as he did. Oh! Oh, Ted! No! Oh, what unfortunate timing there for him. He opens the wall, wanting to drop a range, and lets the scouts in. Loses a vill. Does get the trap on that scout, so that's nicely done. So, not the worst thing. Definitely some idle time there for Ted. And the villager lost. Alright. Dropping a range here. He's going to drop a second range there. Yeah, so here I was wondering how scouts were possibly going to get in. And it turns out Ted was just going to open the door for him. Alright. Thing is, Shenshenko's not going to be that far behind Ted. Ted, he's going to have a much more fragile eco. Shenshenko's going to have a really nice food eco here. And he's going to have the ability to go into 3 stable pretty early in Castle Age. Alright, Ted has clicked. Shenshenko, 400 food, just now going to gold. Probably at least a minute away from clicking. Double range. This can be a very similar play that we saw from Ted in the match against Dark Diamonds. But Berbers, man, they're awesome in Castle Age. Get a huge power spike with them. Obviously, Britons have their own sort of power spike. They get that increased range in Castle Age, which is a really, really nice counter against mangonels. But we've seen Ted struggle against the Knight production on this map before. He lost in week 1 against, I believe it was Sicilians that game. Alright. Shenshenko still hasn't clicked, though. So Ted is going to be very, very far ahead. Still a minute left for Wheelbarrow to come in for Shenshenko. He's going to have a nice looking eco, but how does he keep the Expo out of his base? Has Ted moved out? Yep. Here we go. Ted with some archers. Wolves are going to help out Shenshenko a bit here. So yeah, these will be Expo knocking on Shenshenko's door here very, very soon. Shenshenko hasn't even clicked, so he's got to find a way to survive here. Ooh, and he's choosing stone walls. So he's probably going to be able to get that up in time. Yep, stone walls there. I think this is actually going to work out for him, although this might not get up in time. This is going to be denied. Shenshenko is in a rough spot here. Oh, that's absolutely brutal. Three stone tiles to go. He's going to have to evacuate this wood line. Now, the way this base is walled, Ted is not going to be able to dive in here. He's going to have to... Well, he's going to idle some farms at least. And that's definitely some idle time for Shenshenko. But armor coming in, bloodlines coming in. A minute and a half left. Another vill down. So Ted's getting a big lead here. He's got a 1 vill lead, plus Shenshenko's TC is going to be idle for another minute. Yeah, I like Ted's position. I think... Where do you go? Siege, Monastery forward, but no. Ted wants to go eco. Makes sense. Britons have a good eco. He is dropping the TC there like we expected he might.
Yay.
And here on this really nice wood line. Alright. So So Shenshenko going to be quite behind economically, but he's Berbers. If there's any civ that's going to punish or be able to punish Ted for going 3TC, it's going to be Berbers. We got 1, 2 stable here for Shenshenko. Yeah, he's getting that +2 armor. Wants that armor before he engages with the Expo. These wolves. Ted has finally exterminated the last one. All that's left is this bear. Poor innocent bear. Alright. 18 Expo on the field for Ted, and he's going to go back to play defensively. Which, again, makes sense. He doesn't have the mobility with the archers up against the knights. So if he's hanging out here and the knights go for a counterattack, he knows that that's one way he could be in trouble here. Shenshenko going 3 stable, so he's going to stay 1 TC for a while. Like this is going to be an all-in play, which it's got to be the right play here. Go 3 stable, maybe add a forward siege workshop, which always is an absolute pain against Britons with that extra range. But here we go. Here he comes. +2 armor on those knights. This feels going to finish off the stone walls there. Got some decent numbers here. 7 knights. And yeah, Ted's boom is looking pretty nice here. Already has a 12 vil lead on his opponent. And right now, I think Shenshenko just looking around for the archers. He's probably suspecting they're still in the area. But look at this. 2 ships passing in the night. This is actually probably really good for Shenshenko. He's going to have a chance to get some damage here while Ted's military is away. Ted only has a couple archers here. They're going to get cleaned really quick. Ted's going to be in danger of losing some vills here as well. And let's see how Ted reacts. Yeah, he's not gonna send those archers back. He wants to get a counterattack. Probably doesn't realize this is fully wooded here. How does Shenshenko go from here? See if he tries to get in the main base. Maybe he's just going to try to drop that town center. Doesn't have quite enough knights. Yeah, that Britain range is annoying. It is preventing Shenshenko from being able to get this lumber camp up. Shenshenko, he can't go back to that wood line again. Can get those walls up in time. I think he will, but is there a gap there? I don't think so. So nice quick walls there by Ted. And the knight's going to look for yet another way in. I think if you're Shenshenko, you got to go siege forward here. Shenshenko making a jump on the archers. I think he probably should have waited to get a bigger mass, though, first. Trickled in there a little bit, so he's going to take heavier casualties than he otherwise could have. Yeah, I think that could have gone a lot better for Shenshenko there. And Ted adding in some monk defense. That's a nice play by him. And Shenshenko sending these boys back. He wants to get the clear. Let's see if he can find those Britain archers. Man, the Berbers, they just produce so quickly. This is interesting. Shenshenko on stone. So, what is this going to be? 1 TC. This is some long distance lumber camping here. Yeah, this is looking like 1 TC, 3 stable, followed not by a siege workshop, but by a castle. He wants to get a castle right on Ted's face here. But of course, that ain't going to happen until Shenshenko is able to clear that military. All right, here are the knights. Yeah, he's on the hunt, on the prowl. He's going to find these boys, and he is going to get it clean, no problem. 17 knights with +2 against 15 archers. It's being easy clean. Yeah, look at that, getting the surround too. Yeah, Shenshenko's going to take almost no losses here. And Ted suddenly at a military disadvantage. He's got a 30 lead, right? So if he can survive just for another 5-10 minutes here, he's probably got this game in the bag. But this is the danger zone for Ted here. Yeah, looking to make a pike edition. He's got three barracks.
Grayton?
Can he get the quick wall? He will. You can add those pikes and 470 stone right now for Shenshenko. He really wants that castle. Alright, monks are out. Some spears are out. There it is. Look at that. Castle right there. Gonna be some conversions here for Shenshenko. I almost think he should just take that fight. I mean, there's not that many pikes on the field. Could clean those monks. But maybe he's hoping to lure Ted up onto this hill. Yeah, I don't know. I think you jump on this before there's any sort of critical mass for those knights. I mean, for the pikes. Alright, here comes Shenshenko. Looking to make the jump. And this is good for Shenshenko. The pikes are attacking the villagers. Yeah, and these pikes they are just not being very efficient at the moment here. And even more forward castle. I like that castle more. You lose the hill bonus, but you're ranging a lot more stuff. Closer to the TC, you're going to have an easy way to break into the base here. And, yeah, all this production, right now, Shenshenko is just camping it. Yeah, and, what does Ted do for gold? What does he do for gold? This gold is being denied. Yeah, I mean, Shenshenko's playing this map. I mean, this all-in probably doesn't work on Arabia, but here, yeah, Ted's got 500 gold bank, but what does he do? He's going to just try to produce enough pikes, right? A non-gold unit. Shenshenko's numbers have been cut down considerably. Only 12 knights on the field. Ted, I think, is going to be able to push out here. What's the follow-up here for Shenshenko? How does he deal with this this pike push? Yeah, still sitting on 1 TC, 6 on wood. Alright, this TC has been evacuated for Ted. Ted still has a 30 lead here. But surely you would think Ted is going to be able to mass pikes in enough quantity to be able to push these knights and push right up this hill and get himself some gold access. Alright, Siege Workshop coming from Shenshenko, so maybe that's the defense. Maybe he goes Scorp. Great fight there for Ted. Gets a lot of HP off of those knights. Kills a few of them. Yeah, Shenshenko, the military's pretty small at this point. A second Siege Workshop here. Yep, and it is Scorp. So, I mean, Scorp aren't really effective until you get a decent mass. But remember, another thing is... Ooh, Rams coming in for Ted as well. Only 1 Scorp on the field. Got a few good shots in there. Ready. How does Shenshenko deal with these Rams? That's a lot of Rams protected by pikes. Shenshenko's got Vils in the mix. Scorps are getting taken down here by the pikes. Shenshenko is clearing these. I think he's going to keep this castle alive. Yeah, and where did Ted's pike numbers go? They just really disappeared there. Yeah, Ted, he's doing a great job expanding out to the sides. Problem is there's no gold out there. Yeah, this is about as all in as it gets here for Shenshenko. All right. Once again, we gotta ask, what's the follow-up for Ted? How does he deal here? I think honestly, you actually take the pikes and you move up here, right? If Ted wants to push, he's gonna waste a lot of time trying to work here. I think you take the pikes, you work up the hill this way, try to get some access to gold. Then Shenshenko, if he wants to deal with that, he's gonna have to take a fight away from his castle. He's gonna have to move these very slow Scorps out from the protection of that castle. Ted just now getting horse collar. Oh no. Oh no. That's a lot of wasted wood there, unfortunately. Ted here, he's got the stone now for a defensive castle. Where does he drop that? Here or here? Where do you drop it? Right there. Yeah, I mean, he's got a relic. He's got 2 relics. Like, where's that gold coming from? He's gonna get this up, I think, unless those Scorps deny. Quick wall! Quick wall! Ted, quick wall! Oh no! Oh, we've got ourselves a doubt castle here, folks. And Ted's Vil numbers are dropping quickly. He only has a 20 Vil lead. Just spent a lot of food. I mean, the thing is, he can probably get to Imp here pretty soon. Treb down this castle, and then you can forget about... Ooh, and look at that. Gets a couple of the Scorps on their way out. Does have knights here in Ted's eco. He's probably going to get the Vil number here pretty even. Yeah, these knights, man, doing work. Imp on the way for Ted. Alright. That Vil lead, though. I mean, Ted has... He's had 3 TC. And he's barely got a Vil lead at this point. Nice walls there. He's going to get the trap. Those pikes get some more hits in.
Yay. Ready.
And yeah, these knights should finally go down here for Shenshenko. Nice looking food eco here for Ted. So I think you just follow, just go Treb Halb here. Shenshenko though still has that map control. Ted has to be so careful with those Trebs though. His only gold source are those 2 relics. So he's got to make sure those things stay alive at all costs. All right, second TC finally now coming down for Shenshenko. Gonna drop it right there in the middle of the gold hill. Another TC for Ted. And let's see how he responds when he hits Imp here. Holy smokes! All right, I did not realize this. Shenshenko's only seconds behind him. Shenshenko, yeah, I don't think his Trebs can quite reach from that hill. His castle is already weakened, but he definitely has more gold to work with here. He's got Vils to repair. He's got more stone in the bank. I actually think Shenshenko might be in the better position here to win a Treb war. A Treb in production for both players. This is a good one. This is a really good game. This all-in has gone so much better for Shenshenko than I thought it would. And the pressure is on. He's got a lot of Scorps there. Ted's only military units are these pikes. That number of Scorps, though, these pikes will get absolutely shredded. So, yeah, I think Ted has to win this Treb War for him to have a chance here. Bill lead is only 10, and look at that. The Knights are in. The mob of Scorps just obliterating the pikes. Pardon me, the Halbs in this case. And those Halbs are going to make quick work of the Knights, but they're going down so fast. Cavalier is in, and yeah, Ted's in trouble. These guys are just going to keep moving into the eco. 2 Trebs out for both players, but look at this. Ted's got no one repairing. Shenshenko's going to win this Treb War. That castle's down. The Cavalier got in. There was no protection. Ted's got only relic gold. Ted's dead. He's dead. Yeah, he tries to get a sneaky gold mine in there. Shenshenko right on it. Ted is dead. The Vil numbers are equal. Map control decisively in Shenshenko's hands. He's got a hard counter here in the Scorpions to the Halb. Ted has no way to produce other military units. He certainly can't produce gold units. That's what he needs. And now the relic gold is gone. Yeah, I don't know what you do here. Like I said, I think Ted probably needed to push up that side of the hill. He's going to continue to try to produce Halbs. He doesn't have any in the queue right now, though. Got 1 Treb, 1 Ram in his villagers. Yeah, this push has just been so nicely done by Shenshenko. I think he's made the right decision just at every step of this. 8 Scorpions there.
Ready.
Right. Ted continued to try to mask those pikes. Alright, Ted's gonna go for it. He's making the dive. Halbs will clean those. Halbs are getting in on the Scorps. Maybe a chance to clear here. And with each shot, though, those Scorps kill so many Halbs. No, don't run away. No, they're going for the Trebs. Yeah, I think Ted should have gone for the Scorps there. Although I guess he would have been under the castle fire. All right, he's down to 8 Halbs. He is holding here at the moment. He's going for Siege Ram, so he wants to use the Ram to take out the Scorpions. Or at least have some kind of buffer in front of the Halbs. This is a great spot for a castle, but that's going to get Treb down instantly. There's Trebs right there. Ted knows it. Yeah, he knows it's over. Hell of a performance by Shenshenko. Yeah, I thought he was in huge trouble when he was not only that far behind to castle, but was wide open here for Ted to walk in. But fortunately, the way his base was laid out was able to really minimize damage. Only took a few losses there. And then, yeah, Ted's rocking and rolling on 3TC. But, yeah, I think that all in maybe caught Ted a little bit with his pants down, and he just never could get the numbers out to deal with it. So, yeah, I mean, what to say? Brilliantly played by Shenshenko. That was a great game, a great set. Each player took the other player's home map, so that's really cool to see. Yeah, Shenshenko, look at the KD. Just crazy. 30 buildings taken out. I mean, Ted of course, dominated the eco categories for the most part, apart from gold, which is no surprise. He didn't have access to it. Tech here. Yeah, I mean, look at that. A 3-minute faster castle time. And that's just the power of Berbers. I mean, what other Civ could you possibly have gotten the knight numbers out in Castle Age the way that Shenshenko did on the kind of shoestring budget that he had? So, GG, well played to both players. That was a great set. And yeah, I look forward to casting more Division A here in the near future. Y'all have a good night.